Morning, guys. Welcome to Rockin' the Heat. This is just a little morning story time. I already ate my cereal, my cinnamon toast crunch, with my round one in there to get my morning a little warm. Um, yeah, I hope everyone else's morning is going great. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. It's now just a little after 8. I am feeling the pressure of getting stuff done for the day. But I gotta go mow the lawn. That's important because I might not feel like mowing the lawn tomorrow. And you guys will see why later today. I'll be announcing something right after this video. But I'm going to upload that in a separate video. So, anyways, I was going to shoot this outside in the sun. But even outside in the sun, I am not warm enough. It is, if you guys can see here, 52 degrees outside, upward trends, but it's only 60 something inside, 64 inside. And I hope you could see that. I don't know if I was pointing that just right or not, but we put the fans in the window at night and stuff, and man, I get chilly. I don't like it. It's summertime and 50 is cold for me. That's why I've got my Carhartt hoodie on, jeans on, and my hood up. Because I need to keep some warmth in. I'm going to go outside. The main reason I need to keep some warmth in is my body needs to... Oop, my hand's kind of in the frame. I like to keep my muscles warm and my body warm. I get body aches and stuff. And I'm only 31. But that's what you get from landscaping. Oh man, I am going down a tangent. Okay, so story time. Today's story is the first time I crashed my motorcycle. What motorcycle, you might be asking? Well, this is the first time, well, I guess the first and only time I crashed my Ninja 650R is what it was. So just a quick motorcycle progression for me. I wanted a dirt bike forever. We grew up on a farm. I wanted a dirt bike for a long time. My brother got one, and then he moved on to a quad. He didn't like the dirt bike for some reason. I guess he just didn't feel as safe. Personally, I feel safer on a dirt bike than I do a quad. Depends on what you're doing. But anyways, yeah, so wanted one forever. Long story short, we move off the farm. Hey, guess what I get? A dirt bike. So I got just a small dirt bike, and then I was learning on that for a little bit, and then I ended up getting, or then my dad ended up getting a little bit bigger dirt bike, which was a Suzuki 650 DR or whatever, and I rode that a little bit. Even before I had my license, I was riding that around town and whatnot. Smaller town. I was following all the traffic laws and stuff, of course. Definitely doing what I could to not get pulled over. So then I took the dirt bike to the motocross track for a while, and it wasn't really suited for a motocross track. It was an electric start ranch bike. Definitely not a bike meant for the track, let's just say that. So I kind of got sick of that. Didn't really like being on the dirt, honestly. I just felt like I was always fighting for traction, which that's really fun for some people, but on the dirt bike, I for some reason I just didn't really enjoy it. Maybe I started getting the same feelings my brother got, is he wanted to be able to put the power down and not worry about falling over or something. I don't know. I wasn't really worried about falling over, but I think if I had a better dirt bike, I would have stuck with that longer. But ultimately, I bet I would have ended up on a street bike, which is what I ended up getting next, a Ninja 500. Rode that for a while, sold that for the same price that I bought it for. It was awesome. And then I got a Ninja 650R, which, if you're not familiar, it's a parallel twin engine, 650 or 649cc, whatever. Decent bit of horsepower and a decent bit of grunt torque, and more mid-range power. Had a lower rev limit, lower RPM range, lower power band than your typical inline 4-cylinder. street bike. It wasn't quite as fast as like a Ninja 600R though. Anyways, I found out I liked traction a lot, and I liked acceleration a lot. Definitely didn't need to like have like super high speed to enjoy riding the bike, but I really loved acceleration and stuff. But there was this outside of Lewistown, just outside. I mean, you leave Lewistown on this back road called Upper Spring Creek, and it leads out towards some other houses, and it's kind of twisty. It's all paved. There's lots of deer out there. That's one of the bummer things about it, is you really have to watch for deer. But I rode that a ton, both on my dirt bike and as I progressed through. By the time I had the Ninja 650, I probably had been up and down that road at least 120 times, like at least a lot. So I got to know it pretty well, maybe a little too well. As you start to, in extreme sports or whatever you're doing, whatever it is, you start to push your limits, and you never really know where your limits are until you fail. But one of the most important things to remember is that when you do fail, just take it as a lesson. Don't give up. Just get back on the bike or get back on whatever it is, the horse, and keep riding. Keep doing whatever it is. And just try not to let whatever it was scare you away from doing what it was you loved doing. And I love riding motorcycle. Well, I was out goofing off with friends, and well, to sum it up a bit, we were racing, and I got to this one corner. I was very familiar with this corner. I got to the apex of the corner, going at about 120 mile an hour, and I was about half a foot to a foot, more like a foot or so, I guess, away from the peak of the apex than I wanted to be. And I knew at that moment, at that speed, I was not going to make the corner. It doesn't matter how hard I push down on the bars, on the bike, I wasn't experienced enough to know that I could barely roll off the throttle and still just barely save it. And, I just haven't had that experience yet. On a closed course, that would be a good thing that you would end up learning is your throttle management at the limits. But with just all the excitement, all the adrenaline, got to the peak and just got to the apex, realized I wasn't going to make the exit at that speed. And so my default instincts rolled in, which was you never slam on the brakes. You never hit the brakes while leaning the bike over. You want to straighten the bike up, get it up right, and then get on the brakes as hard and as fast as possible to bleed as much speed off before whatever happens, which is most likely going to be rolling into the ditch, which is what I ended up doing. So, I don't know, I might have been down to 80 mile an hour by the time I rolled into the ditch. And at that point, I was just hanging on for dear life. I got into the ditch. Luckily, it was one of those pretty shallow but long sloping ditches. It wasn't like a short, abrupt, like steep drop off or anything. So I was actually able to just ride into it and was just kind of on the slope of the ditch a little bit still. And I was slowing down. I was on both brakes, just trying to stay upright the best I could. And I was surprised. I think I managed to get it down to like 55, 50, maybe even a little slower. And then I locked up the rear brake a little too much and I felt the, the rear end fishtail a bunch, and it slipped out on the grass. It was just way too slippery. And as soon as it slipped out on the grass, like the handlebars jammed into the ground, and I kind of hit the bike and rolled a little bit. I blacked out for a second, I think, just from rolling. Or I just don't really remember the roll, but as soon as I was, stationary, I was standing back up and I was checking myself, and it's like, all right. I was always a big advocate, always still am, wearing full gear. I had padded pants, padded jacket, helmet, gloves, nice boots. I think a lot of that definitely saved me from a lot of bumps and bruises. Would not have saved me from broken bones. It's not what those jackets and clothes do. Don't expect that. Your helmet saves you from a broken skull. That's what it does. Helmets don't even save you from a broken neck. Keep that in mind. They help, but helmets can sometimes make neck injuries even easier. Anyways, always wear gear. That's all I have to say. Well, the bike had about $1,500 worth of damage. A little over $1,000 of that was just plastic. But I got it straightened out, got everything repaired myself. We just ordered the parts through the local dealership. Got it repaired myself, got back on the bike and was riding it just as hard. I definitely had a little bit of fear whenever I got to that corner. But I got back up and was riding again. I really enjoyed it. And then I'm not outside right now, but I would be showing you my current Buell 1125R, which at the time was the bike that I was dreaming about, just drooling over. And I got one today, and definitely don't ride as hard as I used to. Don't have the hours under my butt, to be riding that hard. But I am really enjoying the bike. I love the grunt. I love the sound of the intake. It's just awesome. But my lesson today is just be safe, guys. I'm not going to tell you to not go fast. I'm not going to tell you to not have fun doing what you love doing. I just be safe, be prudent. I was lucky that no one else was involved with my accident. It was just me. I was just racing, going too fast, trying to keep up, got distracted. I had to take the ditch. Lucky that I didn't break any more bones than I already have. So, that's, I guess, my worst motorcycle crash. That's the biggest one. I don't know if any of my other stories are really gonna really amount to much compared to that, but I will share some more motorcycle stories later, involving accidents and goofing off and whatnot and having fun and friends getting hurt. I'll probably combine that into like one video sort of deal. But thanks for checking out the video, guys. Hope you have a great morning. I really am enjoying these story times. I'm glad Elwood, Thomas Elwood Baley. If you haven't checked out his channel, go check out Thomas Elwood Baley. He's a great guy, uploading good content. He's got more to come. He's got some packages in the mail that he's got, and he's got some good content coming up. It's awesome. The community's really been jumping in there. So I'm gonna get to my day because I gotta mow the lawn and then do some other stuff. And right after I stop recording this, I'm gonna record another video announcing what I'm gonna be doing. So take it easy, guys, and I'll point at the camera and do stuff. Bye.